Welcome back to the Hotep Money Channel, where we cover the latest in artificial intelligence and finance news. I'm your host, Hotep Jesus. Without further ado, let's get into today's update. So we got two major updates. We got to talk to you about Davos, and we got some consumer sentiment reports came in today. Came in at 56.4, up from 52.9 in December, a gain of about 6.6% month over month. The index measures how Americans feel about their personal finances, current economic conditions, and future expectations based on surveys of households. This month's rise was broad-based, with small improvements across income levels, age groups, education, and even both political parties. The current conditions part climbed to 55.4 from 50.4, showing people feel a bit better about their present situation. Expectations edged up to 57.0 from 54.6, hinting at slightly more optimism ahead. But the numbers are still low, more than 20% below last January's 71.7. People keep citing high prices squeezing their buying power and worries about a weakening job market. Inflation expectations for the next year stayed at 4.2%. The lowest since early last year, but still elevated. Long-term views ticked up a bit to 3.4%. Overall, sentiment improved modestly but remains negative, signaling cautious consumers who may spend less freely. As far as the World Economic Forum in Davos, the leaders wrapped up the annual meeting with key updates dominated by trade tensions and geopolitics. U.S. President Donald Trump, after his special address earlier in the week, finalized a framework deal with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte on Arctic security tied to Greenland access, easing earlier tariff threats against European countries. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met Trump and announced trilateral talks with the U.S. and Russia starting soon in Abu Dhabi to push for peace in Ukraine. Global economic officials, including from the ECB, IMF, and WTO, stressed that world growth stays resilient despite U.S. trade moves, urging focus on cooperation over disruptions. Trade reforms, AI, and inequality were big topics, with the meeting themed a spirit of dialogue, highlighting new deals amid ongoing questions. So Davos is a wrap. Everybody flies back from Switzerland, the neutral territory where all the money is. So we'll find out what the Illuminati's up to again next year. AI jobs. Everybody wants to know about AI jobs. Brendan Foodie, co-founder and CEO of Mercor, an AI recruiting platform, he says the artificial intelligence revolution will bring both enormous productivity benefits and significant workforce disruption, but also a wave of brand new jobs that don't exist today. He talked about how people implement AI. He says it's going to increase productivity and actually drive more hiring because the demand for output can drastically scale dramatically. Basically what he's saying is, because people can do more, your boss is going to expect more from you. He said we can build 10 times as much software or 100 times as much software. However, legal or accounting workers may be displaced as efficiency gains reduce headcount needs. So if you're in legal or accounting work, you might want to get out of Dodge, find a new career. Big news on this one, and I've been telling people about this for a while. I told my nephew today, study AI agents. That is like the big thing right now. He says he looks at AI agents as virtual coworkers. People that are good at taking ambiguity, building structure, creating management processes as they sort of manage this team of virtual coworkers are going to gain a lot of benefits. So if you know how to build AI agents, my guess is building AI agents is going to be like a thing that you have to have on your resume. It's going to be like, do you know how to use, remember it used to be, do you know how to use Microsoft Suite? Like Word and Excel? Yeah, I think the thing of the future is, do you know how to work these agents to do all of your management processes for you? So get ahead right now. There's a small window too for consulting. and setting up businesses with agents. A lot of people want to have agents set up their businesses. They don't have somebody to do them. So if you know how to do that, I told my nephew today, spend 30 hours studying YouTube videos on AI agents, 10 hours practicing. By then you'll be an intermediate and you should be able to sell your first client for like several $1,000s. Highly recommend that career for some people. I'm just not sure how long that will last, because eventually AI is going to program the AI agents. I don't know. Anyway, Seeking Alpha blessed us with a list of the best performing chip stocks in the past 12 months. We're going to take a look at those really fast. Number 10, Form Factor. Number 9, Rambus. Number 8, KLA Corporation. Amcor Technology, number 7, AMD in the 6th spot, Intel in the 5th spot, Lam Research in the 4th spot, ACM Research in the 3rd spot, Navitas in the 2nd spot. Told you guys I was bullish on Navitas, and Micron Tech, one of my favorite stocks, in the number 1 spot. You've probably heard a bunch of those names before if you watched the live show. Hit the like and subscribe button, by the way, so you never miss another one of these profitable updates. Your wife's gonna hate you if she's still working. Anyway, we got some upgrades and downgrades from the good people over at Seeking Alpha, and let's take a look at it. So we got GE Aerospace upgraded from hold to buy, price target of 346.3. Amgen upgraded from hold to buy, according to the people at Seeking Alpha. But we do got some downgrades. Microsoft from buy to hold. He says due to declining cloud gross margins, and believe increased capex guidance is no longer viewed positively by the market ahead of FQ2 fiscal quarter 2 2026 earnings. And he's right, like capex is definitely not a thing anymore. Capex is not moving price action anymore. That was a thing last year when we saw the big boom in AI. Capex ain't moving the needle no more. He says, I don't see shares recovering from the recent sell-off, which is interesting because Microsoft had a big boom today for whatever reason. Super Microcomputer downgrade from buy to hold. He says persistent shipment delays and volatile operation model and weak pricing power as key concerns despite strong AI infrastructure demand. He said, I would like to see higher margins before initiating a position. So downgrade from buy to hold, not completely bad, but I'm bullish on Super Micro over the long term. Let's talk about earnings and I'm gonna get out of here. We got SLB earnings that happened today. This is Schlumberger, and their Q4 2025 earnings hit, and it says in the fourth quarter they made 9.75 billion in revenue, up 5% from last year, beating experts' expectations. Their adjusted earnings per share was 78 cents, which topped forecast too. They also raised their dividend a bit and plan to give over $4 billion back to shareholders next year through dividends and buybacks. Company says tough times in places like Venezuela are over, and they're hopeful about more growth, especially overseas and in their digital tech. So SLB shares did jump after the news. Some reports showed gains of about 4% towards 51. So investors were overall positive about the stock. I took a look at the stock today. Really, let's just take a really quick look at it. I was gonna just hop in and get some options, but it didn't have enough pop in its hop, if you know what I mean. Let's go to the 5-minute candles. What did it look like today? Yeah, because I think they announced pre-market. Yeah, so there was, yeah, it just dumped, but it was up. It did well. So yeah, I would take a look at that for next week. Maybe I'm probably going to draw some trend lines on that as soon as I get off of here. Next week earnings, big week for earnings next week. Nvidia, Snowflake, Dell, and Rocket Labs. So look out for that next week. This has been your artificial intelligence finance update. Hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment below. Tell me if you like the channel. Tell me if you hate me or whatever. Just say something. Just don't let me look at the video and there's no comments. Anyway, I'm out of here. Go enjoy your weekend.
This product does not boost your testosterone. Boosting your testosterone is unhealthy. What this product does is it balances your hormone levels and frees up a natural testosterone production. That way you can get back to what you really want to do, which is hit the gyms.